Costco launched an $80 Apocalypse Dinner Kit containing foods with a shelf life of 25 years. There are enough meals to feed a family of four, 3 meals a day for nearly 2 weeks, but the 25-year shelf life. So 2 questions immediately pop up from this is, 1, would I ever get something like this? Would you guys ever get something like this? 2, the main question is, what does Costco know that we don't know? That
good point.
They're selling apocalypse food with a shelf life for 25 years.
You don't have to try the food. The food is just to survive.
Right, but
at that point,
but I want to know what, like, I don't know. I want to know if this is what I'm gonna want.
Are you kidding me? Your first thought in a situation where you're probably gonna die is like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this food. Maybe I don't eat.
I just told you I don't know if I want to even survive the apocalypse.
Jesus, you taste it and you're like, man, this sucks. Just who cares at this point?
Right. At that point, your life is so bad because it's just everything's a disaster. You go to eat this food and it tastes like shit. You're just like, it's like nail in the coffin.
This conversation alone sums up the yin and the yang between Dave and I. I'm literally like positive, like, yeah, I'm gonna try and survive, and like I'm gonna make the best of every situation. He's like, kill me. Actually, matter of fact, I don't even know why I'm still alive right now. Can someone please off me? I don't like this. I ate some fucking vanilla ice cream earlier and they put too much sugar in it, and now I hate life. This is Dave Brady.
We can't just have all giants. What kind of small guys are like, he's gotta get him. He's gotta get him. We gotta pack it up. Because if we don't get it, somebody else is gonna get it. And drink straight out the bottle. Cheers.
Welcome to the Whoever Knows podcast presented by Brew Bros. Man, so much going on in the world right now, but I have no idea what's happening. My name is Patty V. We got Dave Rainey. We got Aaron Poole, aka Pooley, and we're back again. Permonte Bros. What the hell's that?
It's one of the most famous sandwich shops on Pittsburgh.
Okay. Mr. Pittsburgh. Sorry, first thing I saw and I didn't have time.
If you like French fry po' boys, that's kind of like what their sandwiches are about. It's just like, this is a white bread, you get slaw, get French fries, and get different kind of meats on it.
Oh, yeah.
It's usually pretty hot. Cut it up for you. It's good.
That sounds dope. Mm-hmm. That sounds good. Now I'm hungry.
Yeah, it's kind of like almost themed like the po' boys, like they would make it for the workers because they couldn't really get the fries and everything, so they would just put it all together. And
steel workers.
Mm-hmm.
Good for them. Mm-hmm. What's going on, Dave?
I had a French fry po' boy for lunch today. That's all I can think about. It was great.
What a way to start the podcast.
I can't tell you what's going on. I'll be honest with you. I have accomplished 0 things this week. Nothing. From Monday to today. Nothing.
I'm glad I'm not the only one because I feel like the biggest piece of trash on earth. Like, I felt like a bad father the first night that the college football game came out because I just did not pay attention to anything going on around me.
Dude, I've had I've been having to wake up and bring the kids to school at 6:30, and I ain't been going to bed till 3. So it's like Monday to Friday, no sleep. Every free second I get has been spent on my PlayStation. We got schools to run. We got players to make better.
Yeah.
I don't have time to live life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Grind doesn't stop.
The grind does not stop. Right now, I'm being out recruited by Alabama for a 4-star quarterback because I'm here.
What's new?
Yeah, what's new?
Get those recruits with it, especially now that they can pay them.
Yeah, what you gonna do?
Good luck.
Yeah, but they don't have the NIL really in your recruiting in the game, so
yeah,
this is really factor.
It's like brand exposure is a factor.
Yeah, I guess that is the NIL portion. Yeah, that makes sense.
That way, if there's one thing I could change, it would be the ability to be like, here's $5 million.
Like have a budget. Here's your budget. Yeah. Buy him a Lamborghini if you want, but you can't pay anybody else anything. You got a 5-star quarterback and a bunch of 60 overalls to tackle.
Yeah. Listen, you're going to have absolutely the worst offensive line and nobody to throw the ball, but you will get paid.
So you'll be Colorado.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll be Colorado.
And somehow it's got still the highest ranking. They have, to my knowledge, 2 just really good players. And with 4 and 8, and somehow they're almost 9 overall.
They're everybody's Super Bowl.
Always, yeah. They lost a bunch of Super Bowls last year. Compared
to them to who's better, them or the Dynasty Warriors. I'm like, come on.
Well, who?
They're 4-0.
Who did that?
They're 4-0. It was like all ESPN.
Oh, last year.
Yeah.
When they were 4-0.
Yeah, and they were like, is
And
this
they
team the new
finished,
dynasty? And then they just like lost.
Yeah.
That's a whole different. Like they beat TCU and everybody's like, oh my god. I'm like, oh, we forget that half of TCU's team just left.
Also, TCU had never had a defense.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they had a defense the year before and you expected them to stop anyone. They just had a really good offense the year before, which left.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun stuff. What has happened in sports? Anything new happened in sports that I haven't paid attention to anything, but I'm just hoping we got something.
Not really, because we were in that 1 week of the year where there's like nothing because it was All-Star Week for baseball. There's no hockey. I mean, there's like U.S. basketball, I guess.
Just kicking off, yeah. Tipping off.
There's not. There's really Did you see when the AFL played their championship game today?
No.
In Mall of America in Minnesota or whatever it's called.
Wow.
It was kind of a cool setup. You know what it gave me the vibe of like when they would do the wrestling show at Esplanade.
I was gonna say it reminds me of WCW when they were first becoming relevant and they did a show in the Mall of America.
Yeah. It was like I was watching it, I was like, I kind of dig this.
Yeah.
Like if you're the AFL, you might as well do shit like that.
It's an interesting concept. That's how WCW made it look like people were at their shows because there were so many people at Mall of America already, and people would walk past and be like, "What the hell's going on?" And like, then you just have this crowd.
I know AEW wants to feel big. I think that's what AEW should be doing.
Yeah.
People like that's the crowd that would love AEW. I think it would be so cool to just see AEW go to Mall of America and do a show.
Everyone should do shows at Mall of
Yeah.
America.
Eat you some honey hands and just watch some guys just get destroyed.
It was just kind
on a
of
50-yard field.
Well, that's the thing. It was Auntie.
Yeah.
Auntie Anne's. Auntie Anne's?
Yeah.
Auntie Anne's?
That's what I said.
Who says aunt? I mean, I've heard it, but like,
There's you in there.
okay.
Aunt.
I say aunt.
Yeah.
I say both. It's like the New Orleans. People
Who?
say New Orleans. You're like, what are you saying? Like, well, what do you call a street? And you're
Okay.
like, yeah, but that's different.
What person in your life says aunt? We need to have a conversation.
I do.
Yes, you.
I have an Aunt May.
Okay. All right.
An Aunt May. I feel like I would.
When you watch Spider-Man, what is his? What
Aunt
is?
May.
It's Aunt May.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
What does he say in the movie?
I'm pretty sure he says aunt.
Aunt May.
You sure?
Aunt May. Aunt Man. Same thing.
Well, that's different.
Yeah, the spelling is different. Other than the spelling, same thing.
Helping me.
Other than the spelling, same thing.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Anyways, continue. I don't even know what I just derailed.
No, we were just talking about the arena football, and I really kind of forgot that it was a thing, to be honest.
It's
until
not.
I know they like consolidate, like they lost so many teams.
Mid-season.
Yeah, they're like, hey, you're not a team anymore.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
We can't pay for your hotel. We don't know how to tell you how to get home.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah. Poor planning.
Well, the biggest thing was, no offense to Lake Charles, but that's where they put in like. Who's really going out to Lake Charles and watching
Pretty
arena
silly.
football?
It was kind of funny to see, like, it was a cool little vibe of the game being played, but to see those giant ass field goal posts like up in the middle of the ball was kind of nuts. So, yeah, that is like literally the only thing that I think was going on in sports, other than the All-Star game.
And I found out, I don't know why I just found it out, but the All-Star game, the winner doesn't determine like home field advantage anymore. Did you know that?
In baseball?
Mhm.
Or I mean, sure.
I didn't know that.
Usually that kind of got something
Mhm.
to play for in the All-Star game, and because it was NL or AL got the home field advantage in the World Series.
They
but-
just decided to do away with that.
It is the best. It's the best All-Star game.
Yeah,
Well,
it
well,
was a joke.
Is it now?
It was because of that, because it mattered.
Right. And that's what I'm saying, it kind of takes it away. You're like, I watched it and I was like, shit,
So
they
does-
lost. And I'm like, well, now, I guess it doesn't matter now.
Is it just record determines home field advantage? Like what?
Yeah, like if the NL All-Star beat the AL, oh, you're saying like what it is now?
Yeah.
Good day. I'd imagine it'd go record, but because there's not really, there's like seeding, but I feel like when you get to the championship, there's not really like.
Yeah. Okay.
It's probably still the best All-Star game because like they're still putting up effort. It's a weird, like, I don't know, like Paul Skeens was still out there. Granted, it's his first one,
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't they pitch like one inning?
That's what I'm saying. They only pitch one inning, so he's like, I'll give full effort one inning. Also, I feel like if you stand in the batter's box and you're taking 100-mile-an-hour fastballs like half-ass, it's probably not the best idea. I feel like you need to be on your game and paying attention. So,
well, Soto wanted him and Judge to like go back to back off of ball schemes because they were, unless they play in the playoffs and the postseason, a lot of times these teams don't even play each other the whole regular season.
And I mean, to be fair, it's not a game that requires a ton of effort. You know what I mean? Like compared to basketball and football, where you're running up and down the field.
Right.
When you're in the field, you're just
All-Star games.
It's still more effort. They're like you're just standing out there in the field, unless the ball's hit to you. The pitchers are the only ones really putting up a ton of effort all the time.
It's like small bursts.
Yeah, but it's not like you could make. There were definitely times when I was a kid where I made it through a whole game without. The only reason I would sweat was because it was hot outside.
What position were you playing?
Center field.
No, was hitting the ball to center field or shortstop?
No, we had a pitcher that ended up getting drafted by the Twins.
Oh, that's do it.
That's what I kind of miss. I feel like I don't see it ever be any of the All-Star games really. MLB kind of, but I don't really see any professional All-Star game ever being competitive. I don't know if it's like they don't want to get hurt. They don't take it seriously. They think it's like a time away from the regular season. It's just
I think that's what it is. I think a lot of the leagues in general, or all the leagues now, have shifted their mindset of what those All-Star games are, and they're just like it's just fun time off now. Like they're not taking that stuff serious at all. In the past, people used to get really upset about stuff.
They do like now that the NFL is going to flag football. Like granted, it's a whole different. It's almost a different sport, flag football to actual football.
Totally.
But they're actually playing now, which is cool. I would rather that than them doing whatever they were doing in the past.
I always worry. I haven't watched the flag football that they've done yet. I used to watch it years ago when they were like some of the Hall of Famers that would come back. But like, what do linemen do? Do they even play, or are these poor linemen just like there watching?
I think they play. I'm blanking on it.
Because I would love to see like a lineman playing quarterback or like wide receiver in flag football. That'd be awesome.
Well, I feel like I vaguely remember Cam Jordan being in the game.
Yeah.
And like maybe just being the center and doing the thing where he turns and runs 5 yards or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was my go-to.
But
turn around.
Yeah.
Center, don't go anywhere. 5 turn around.
Yeah, but the rest of them suck. Joe Burrow wants to do. He said if they go to 18 games, he wants there to be 2 bye weeks, and the second bye week be for every team, and that be where the Pro Bowl is.
Okay.
Second week of the season.
Just in the middle of the season.
Which doesn't seem like it would make anything any better.
I think that they would get a lot of pushback because if there's an injury in that, everyone gets mad.
Right. There's already people would get pissed off if it happened now.
Yeah. And that's after the season now.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't. Talk about derailing a season. You lose a quarterback in the Pro Bowl because it's halfway in the year. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think that's probably part of the reason that the NBA All-Star games are what they are, because they're just in the middle of the season. It's hard to just convince yourself to just give full effort when you're like, I'm a wrong turn away on an ankle or a knee to just end the season just because we're trying to go out there and compete for no reason.
I think the NBA should just name people all-stars like you do now, but then I think you should get every team to put up their best Big Three team and do a Big Three tournament over the weekend.
3-on-3, I'd even be cool with some one-on-ones. Give me a one-on-one
that'd be
21. Give me a game of 21 one-on-one.
Yeah, I just think, but if you do a Big Three style, you can do the same rules. Partner with the Big Three, do the same rules, and do that.
I think there's a weird thing going on between the Big Three and the NBA though. I don't think that'll ever happen. At least not in today's iteration.
Yeah, I'd be fine with one-on-ones. Also, just a one-on-one tournament.
Yeah,
but
I don't know. I feel like that's how they're trying to make them interesting. Like NBA and NFL, they're doing all these little, not mini games, but just different little things to kind of keep it interested. Because I can't tell you the last time I sat down and watched an NFL Pro Bowl. It's been even the NBA All Star. I just had it kind of went in the background. It's just not interesting. I did watch the MLB one, but
I think what I've loved the most about, I don't know if they do it anymore. I know they do flag football and dodgeball and stuff.
Yeah.
But I used to love the skills competitions, the
they
farthest
do
throw, and they do them again.
Yeah, well, not not like farthest throw, but there is
like the bullseye that kind of goes across, and you have to throw it in the corner.
Remember Daryl Green? Daryl Green. That was years ago, and he was like 40 at the time. He was still winning like fastest man in the league. Stuff like that was cool.
They do like obstacle courses, like it's like a group of a team of 3, and like the offensive lineman starts by pushing the sled, and then the next guy will go and he's got to climb a wall or something like that.
I've seen that.
Yeah, they do like the target passing now. It's like almost like a cartoonized version of what it used to be, but it's still but it is still the same thing. It's cool.
Yeah,
they do stuff like that.
It's more interesting than the Pro Bowl itself.
Yeah, that's true.
Is the mini games.
The only interesting thing I can remember from the Pro Bowl is Sean Taylor lighting.
Yeah.
The punter Mormon, was that his name?
It was.
Yeah.
And Brad Mormon.
Yeah, I think so.
Right there.
What a shot too! Like that was a highlight and a half, and it happened in a Pro Bowl. Yeah. Phenomenal. Yeah. Shout out Sean Taylor.
R.I.P.
His kid is like old.
Yeah.
Like he's in college football.
Plays for Rice.
Yeah, why not like him? Was he not good enough?
I don't know. I've always wondered that. I'm wondering he's either like a junior or senior right now, and I'm wondering if he's gonna like hit the transfer portal in like his final year.
Is he good? I don't know a lot about him.
He's not Sean Taylor, but from what I've seen, he's decent.
Okay.
I don't know that he might get drafted off of.
Does he have a daughter too? His daughter's doing something.
Yeah, he does have a daughter. I just saw something recently with her, but I can't remember what it is.
I don't know what sports.
I think she just committed to like North Carolina or something. Basketball.
I think she's pretty good from what I was seeing. I just couldn't remember what it was about.
I think it was North Carolina basketball, which is crazy because she was like a baby when he died.
Yeah, crazy story too.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, that's our depressing part of the podcast. Moving past it.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of sports related. I saw an article. It was about the Rockies. They were introducing a food item called polar pasta, and it looks like spaghetti and meatballs, but it's actually vanilla ice cream with donut holes, strawberry syrup, and mint. Mint, yeah. It kind of lost me at the mint, but it just got me thinking. It doesn't have to be baseball, just football, any kind of ballpark. What's kind of your go-to snacks? Like, what do you at the ballpark, you're like, I gotta get me
Did we do a draft one time?
I think we did do a draft, but now I'm trying to remember what it was.
I think, listen, number one, hands down, and it's not even my favorite, but I feel like hands down, it's gotta be nachos.
I was gonna say the same thing. Nachos would be, and then
jalapenos on them.
And if you give me the option to do like a barbecue nacho, like when we went to Tulane.
Pork nacho.
Yeah, Tulane had Blue Oak.
Yeah, they got Blue Oak in the stadium. Come on, bro.
So you get Blue Oak pulled pork nachos. It's a wrap. Shout out Blue Oak.
Yeah, shout out Blue Oak. They do that, and then you move like three places down. You get a margarita from.
I don't know.
Yeah, like come on. Yeah. Tulane's got the best food.
They really do.
Out of any stadium I've ever been to.
This is not to like go off topic, but didn't it just come out like they have some of the cheapest beers in all of college football?
Yes.
Tulane games are
really going. You were messing up.
Yeah, it's got to be nachos. Just to be, let's see, I'm trying to think of something just to be different. That is my go-to thing every time I go.
Yeah.
It's not really a ballpark thing. I'm always a fan of some Dippin' Dots.
I mean, that's a ball. I feel like that's
a big, yeah.
You get it in a little baseball hat sometimes.
That used to be, like that when I was a kid, that was like the number one thing I looked forward to at Zephyr's games.
Yeah, I had every single affiliate they ever had because I would go to the games and get the little hat. Yeah. Now I don't have any of them. I threw them all away. I'm down.
I feel like it was, when we were kids, I feel like it was more rare to get Dippin' Dots. Like now there's the machines.
Yeah, you can buy them
there's stands. There's everywhere.
Yeah. Before they were like at the movies or like the ballpark.
Yeah, it was like
theme park.
It's like you had to go to a Zephyr's game to go get some Dippin' Dots.
Yeah, amusement park. Yeah.
The other one I would say is probably like I'm gonna say like a dome dog, where it's like the
hot dog,
like this hot dog, or like I like the sausage hot dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Bandouille sausage.
Yeah.
That's what like the Saints and Pills, they got like this specifically like Zatarainch, even though they're astronomically priced. It's like 2 crawfish pies. It's like $13. It's like really good.
I do appreciate that. Listen, if you've been a long time follower of this podcast, you know I'm not a fan of Centerplate, who does the food for the dome and the arena, but I give them credit that they do try and pull in some like local flair with like that type of stuff. Like, you know, they have red bean and rice sometimes, or like the pastelai, and like it's interesting. I don't ever get it, but you know.
Yeah. Like you've been to Atlanta, maybe you've been to more ballparks than me, and you've been to Pittsburgh. Is that like a thing in most places where they try to get local things? Or I mean, New Orleans is known for its food.
Yeah.
So is that a New Orleans thing, or is it like so? The only other one I've really been to is Texas's new ballpark, and it's a ton of I think you said the Braves have the same thing, like the little tailgate area around the stadium.
Well, it's not even a tailgate area; it's like a freaking city.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Like it's a
Basically,
district, an entertainment district.
Yeah, it's got restaurants and all kinds of stuff, and it's all like barbecue and like things you would relate to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So theirs is kind of similar, but I don't know if like Pittsburgh.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just Googling.
So Atlanta, it's interesting. Like right outside of the ballpark, I don't feel like it's very local food flair. I feel like it's probably some more chaining type things. But when you get in the ballpark, there's a few barbecue spots that have like little setups and stuff like that are pretty good. I'll be honest. People are like, oh, I don't remember the name. They're like, oh, you got to check this spot out. They got really good pulled pork. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. So yeah, like in the stadium they do, but
That's how Heinz Field. I don't remember it too much being like anything crazy. PNC Park is definitely I was just Googling because they unveiled some like local ones this year. Like I don't know how we never really tried. But it's like a pierogi hot dog, and they just have like certain things. And like with the Rockies, a lot of teams I feel like now are implementing like crazy different, not necessarily local, but just not your typical nachos and hot dog, and they're really trying to just branch out and get these crazy kind of foods and stadium foods, and I appreciate it.
Be a cool little like. I've talked about this on here before too. Like I would love to do the 30 ballpark thing, and then as you're doing it, like try the signature thing. Texas has some crazy things. I'm talking like foot long, smothered hot dogs and barbecue and. I don't even know what. Like, it's like they tried to. I think it's Hurtado's is the name of the place, and it's so good. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that'd be so cool, man, to go and do the ballparks.
I think a lot of places probably do try and pull on a lot of local flair because even the Astros stadium has some like little like Mexican spots and stuff like that are in the ballpark, which are pretty good.
Except the Marlins have Cuban sandwiches.
Pretty interesting. Going back to Atlanta though, like. Thinking more on like I said, it's a lot of chains. So many chains originated in Atlanta, like Chick-fil-A. It's from Atlanta, I think, if I'm not wrong. And a lot of things are owned. Like Popeyes is Atlanta based now. You wouldn't think that because it's freaking New Orleans. It's Louisiana chicken or whatever, Louisiana kitchen, whatever. I don't even know if they still use that slogan. Probably not because they are based out of Atlanta now. Brothers is based out of Atlanta now. Like all these places are all in Atlanta. So I don't know what's local there. I'll be honest with you.
Do you have like of all the places you've been, this isn't ballpark or anything related, just like city related, do you have a place you've been that has like a favorite signature food? Like if Miami, for example, is known for like Cuban sandwiches and things like that.
That's mine.
Would that like, do you have a signature thing from another state that you've been to? That would probably be mine
favorite.
Also,
Miami's Cuban sandwiches.
Yeah,
I've had
Miami Cuban sandwiches.
I've never had a Cuban sandwich in Miami. I've never been to Miami, so
yeah, Cuban sandwich. We've been like 2,000 or 3,000. The Cuban sandwiches and like some like cafecito, like legit coffee, Cuban coffee.
So I've had really good Cuban sandwiches from some people that live here that are from Cuba. And phenomenal. Never had a good Cuban sandwich. Well, never had a bad Cuban sandwich anywhere else, but never had anything that touched that level. But going back to your question, I think the favorite thing I've had out of state that I guess is like local to that area, it's kind of spilled over from California. When I was in Austin, I just had phenomenal tacos.
Yeah.
Street tacos were so good. I mean, I don't even know how to explain why they're better. They're just so much better.
Yeah. That's what we were talking about going to San Antonio last year, and I was talking to Marcelo about it, and he was like running down a bunch of places where you could get like legit like street, like he said, it's like a little village that's basically just legit Mexican food, and I was like, I need that in my life.
It's crazy
because I feel like I've had good Mexican food at different places, but I want to try the real thing.
I'm telling you, that's why like when we talk about Mexican places around here, like where do you want to go? I'm like, they all suck.
Yeah,
I don't care.
So maybe it's the thing where I shouldn't try because then it's just gonna ruin.
It does. It really does because like there's places around here that are fine. But like, nah.
Like you got the Baba sauce.
It ain't even that. It could just be a street taco from somewhere over here, and it'll say the same thing. It'll be like, oh yeah, like just a street taco with like this, and cilantro, and I'm like, nah, it just doesn't taste.
Missing something.
That's the problem. We got a ton of them over here, but they're all the same.
They're all the same.
The one we went to in New Orleans, that's where Barcadia was probably the best one I've had in a long time. It was solid.
There's some decent spots in New Orleans. It's like infiltrating, but like nothing.
They got some good little food trucks underneath, across from Home Depot under the bridge.
I never tried that one. I see it all the time.
And they have like 5 or 6 that set up every day for lunch, and I've had them. They're pretty solid.
Okay.
They set up there.
You need to go to Philly and have a legit Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah, there's a dude who just opened up a pop-up for Philly cheesesteaks, and he's from Pittsburgh. He's not from Philly, but
I want to say there's a restaurant in a few years ago when we were playing the Eagles. I remember it being like a news segment. There's a restaurant I think in New Orleans that the people are from Philly, and it's they're legit Philly cheesesteaks. And my stepdad is from Philly, and they went there.
They were good.
And, yeah, he said they're pretty
I
good.
need to give me one.
Yeah.
Whiz Wit. Right, that's what you said.
Philly cheese. I did like the deep dish in Chicago. I think we talked about deep dish before.
Yeah.
I didn't think about pizza, but I've never been.
That's like a signature. I had the Chicago dog. It's okay.
Yeah, I didn't get
It's
to
like too much stuff on it for me.
I went to Portillo's, which everybody's
Yeah.
like, you ever try Portillo's? It's a fucking dry hot dog.
Yeah.
Even with the stuff on it that they
Sesame
say, I'm like,
peppers
all right.
and tomato.
Chicago dogs in general, though, are solid. Portillo's, I didn't really care for it. It's weird.
Is Chicago trying to like rebrand their pizza? Have you seen these Pizza Hut commercials?
No, that's actually Chicago style pizza.
Okay.
I've been to Chicago. When I went there, the people at the restaurant were very much like, we don't eat deep dish pizza. This is not a thing. Like, this is just like what's become known as Chicago style pizza. They literally eat like thin pizza.
See, I can get behind it a bit. If that's their style, I can get behind that. But I feel like that's kind of what, like, if you order like New York style pizza from somewhere, it's kind of the same thing. It's like a thin, but it's like the big slices.
Yeah.
New York's like the big slices.
It's like a big, almost a more floppy, not floppy, but like thin and long. Whereas like Chicago's, hey, Chicago style's more like crispy. It's almost like a thin crust.
Yeah.
Like just a thin, crispy pizza.
What's the best variation of pizza?
Oh, that's tough.
Variation, like as far as
Like you got
like what style, like
like you
thin
got like the
crust or
Chicago style.
traditional?
You got I've never had like Detroit style, which it seems
Supposedly it's
I'm
good.
I'm a big pan pizza guy, so it's very similar to Detroit. It's kind of like that
But
thicker, fluffier.
don't they put the sauce like?
They put it over the.
It's not.
Listen, it's all pizza at the end of the day, and it's all phenomenal. I think my favorite is more of the crispy thin crust.
Yeah.
But I like it wood fired. I don't like it burnt. But
Yeah.
I do like it
Yeah.
wood fired.
Like this isn't like the best place, but like the Fat Boy style
I've never had that.
it's like it's got the crispy bottom, not a, you know what I mean? It's the wood fire. The little burnt flavor is chef's kiss.
A little smokiness to it.
Yeah.
How do you feel about cheese crust?
Like stuff.
Want some pizza?
I mean, it's dressing. You don't need it. It's not required.
Yeah.
But you bite into it. It's like, oh, that's
I feel like I'm not gonna. It's fine. Like I'll eat it, but also I feel like if you're a good pizza, you don't need that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I feel like if you're getting cheese crust, it's from like
Pizza.
Pizza Hut or Domino's or something like that.
Yeah, like
that doesn't exist in real pizza communities.
Right, a solid pizza, like a good pizza, doesn't need any of that.
Yeah.
But also, like sometimes I'll take it.
Yeah.
You know.
But if we're talking like cheesy bread though, then that's a different
Listen,
story.
there ain't nothing better, probably at any chain restaurant, than Domino's stuffed cheesy bread.
That's pretty good.
That may be the best chain restaurant item. Period.
The only problem, they don't extend at least in the past one time I got it, they don't extend the cheese all the way to the end.
No.
So you get like the first 3 or 4 that are like fantastic, and then the very end you're like,
See,
where's the cheese?
I appreciate the end piece. That's just like the little burnt crust part.
Still vanilla.
If I'm paying for cheesy bread,
No, I like
the whole thing cheesy
No,
bread.
I like both.
Yeah.
But sometimes I appreciate that.
Okay.
When I feel like a fat ass, I've already eaten 2 of the middle pieces. I'm like, this one doesn't have as much cheese on it.
You should still feel like a fat ass eating any piece of that. I'll be honest.
Try to justify it.
That's good. That's good. You should. Make yourself feel better. Everyone should be happy. And if that makes you happy, I appreciate that. I respect it.
That's right.
Love me some good cheesy bread.
I love good food conversation. I didn't know we were going to talk
All
about
we've talked about for 30 minutes is food.
It's fun.
Me too. What
People
else we got?
appreciate this.
Yeah.
You think they don't? It's phenomenal. I had a game. It's just word association, which we've never done.
Okay.
Which I think is fun. Like I just say a word and you say the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
I don't have any words written down, so this will be super random.
That was like pop or not. I didn't have a single song.
That's okay. I got it. Trust me. If anyone can just randomly say something, it's me. Remember pterodactyl?
Pterodactyl.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll do word association. How many words do you want to do? I can just keep going.
Yeah. Let's see how it goes first.
Okay. Hulk Hogan.
I was gonna say racist.
I started to say it.
It's okay. That's okay.
That was the first thing that popped in my mind.
I'll take racist for $800.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't know if you saw it about to come out my mouth, and I stopped. I heard you go. It's the same thing.
Not invited to the cookout.
No, not invited to the cookout.
Definitely.
I don't think any of us have the authority to say who's invited to the
That's
cookout.
fair.
But I feel safe assuming that he is not.
Yeah, I can't authorize someone to be invited. I just know that I am invited.
Yeah.
At least, I'm just gonna stamp that flag in the ground. Someone can tell me no. Okay. Did you see? I'm gonna get back to the game. Did you see his speech?
I didn't
Where he ripped this.
So,
oh my god!
What's funny is, I saw the video with the sound off because I was scrolling in bed. I was I don't want to play this because I could tell it was loud and obnoxious, and I was like,
imagine any Hulk Hogan promo you've ever heard where he's like, brother, let me tell you something, brother, and I'd die for brother, and then he rips his shirt off and he's like, and the Trumpomaniacs, and I'm like, what is happening?
Did he come out the real American?
I don't know. He did say he was a real American multiple times. It was so awful that it was so fun. And I don't even like politics, but that made me laugh and gave me so much entertainment.
Listen, the only way to get through all of this right now is to find the funny in it. Truly, the only way to what we're living through is nuts. You gotta just find the entertainment in it.
To make it better, 5 hours before, someone shared a small video of 4 people that were going to be at the Republican convention receiving Stone Cold Stunners. There were 4 people at the convention that used to be in wrestling in some way and got stunned by Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Does that make 2 Hall of Famers over there?
I think so.
Isn't Trump a Hall of Famer?
I don't. That's
They
not
make anybody
a
Hall of Fame.
I know, but isn't he? I think he's a WWE Hall of Famer.
I guess.
Anyway.
Kudos. Good for him. There's only certain people I respect as WWE Hall of Fame. Paul Heyman is the only one that comes to mind right now.
You sneeze on WWE TV, you're getting in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg's Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
His cousin was big for a while.
After his the way he saved Shane McMahon tearing his quads at WrestleMania, that's Hall of Fame.
He was already a Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but
that was Hall of Fame stuff.
Right there, that's Hall of Fame.
That's what the Hall of Famers do.
All right.
Anyway, back
I was
there
supposed to play a game. Yeah.
You brought up Hulk Hogan. I think it's fair that we went down a WWE rabbit hole.
That is very fair. I need a word. I need a word.
I was just going to say, second to racist, WWE would have been my next word.
Pittsburgh.
Macmillan.
That's it. I'll throw a pierogies because we were just talking about it.
Okay.
You had a pierogi?
Fishing.
In the dark.
I like that one. Bass.
Okay. Tiana Trump.
Head.
Or-
I don't even know why I came to mind, to be honest. I'm just saying the first thing that happens in Donald Trump, and then I was like, I need something off the wall here. Yeah. What do you say? Oh, Jesus. I'm a Christian. Sorry. I said the word, too. Beer.
Good.
You're giving me nothing here, man.
You went. The Hulk Hogan one had some conversation that could come from it. I don't know what you want to come. We can get into the Tiana Trump conversation if you want.
No.
We did shoot our shot trying to get her on the pod.
That was a long time ago, but yes, we did.
Listen, if she sees this, there's a DM sitting in your DMs.
We have reached out to a lot of people to get into the pod, to be fair, in the early days.
Tiana Trump.
Beer, sir.
Beer. Oh, that's cool. Beer. Stone Cold.
Oh, good call. Good shout. Good shout.
Really good. That was really good. Favorite TV show?
Sopranos.
Game of Thrones. It was tough. It was between The Office and Game of Thrones. Had to make a decision.
How does Game of Thrones match up with the House of the Dragon?
Too early to tell. It's if you compare like where Game of Thrones was 2 seasons in, it's really about what and what. Like I think House of Dragon started off quicker than Game of Thrones did. Because I think Game of Thrones had to. This is like getting in the weeds, but they had to like establish the world. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like the Game of Thrones world. You're going in the House of Dragon knowing all of that already, so they don't have to do all of that.
Yeah.
They know you know what this house is. You know who these people are. So
suppose we even have a spinoff of Aegon the Conqueror. That'd be good.
Yeah, I think that's next year. But yeah, it's House of Dragon. It's a different type of show. It's not as gory as Game of Thrones yet.
Is it as gory as
dragons? Lots of dragons.
Ton of Dragons.
Yeah.
Is it as gory as what's the show we were talking about earlier?
The Boys.
The Boys.
No,
No.
I don't think anything would be as gory as The Boys, and like just scenes where you're just like, that just happened.
The Boys are just disrespectfully gory. Like there's no reason why. It's like, hey, this girl just sat on this dude's face and whatever. Like that's already something that's like, wow, that's okay.
Well,
watching this, and then his head explodes, and it's like, oh.
The worst scene that I remember from the show is they had a guy who could shrink really small, shrunk into a man's private parts, and then expanded and exploded everything. And I was like, wow.
Yeah. It's just disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. Next word. Or next name, Donald Trump.
See Hulk Hogan.
You're supposed to say the first thing that comes to your mind.
I don't know if it comes to my mind.
Something came to your mind. You're just purposely not saying it.
No, I really don't.
I was trying to give a different answer.
I was
Oh, you were going to say racist?
Yeah.
Good for
I
you.
was going to say funny.
That's what I said. See Hulk Hogan.
That's
I
fair.
was going to say entertaining.
Yeah, entertaining is one. That's fine.
Okay, Joe Biden.
Sleepy.
Lost.
Okay. Politics.
Yucky.
Ass.
Okay, Ice Spice.
Ass.
Ozempic.
Ozempic.
I've been saying she lost the ass.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. My word association game turned into me doing word association when you said that. I was like, yeah, let's just go down this rabbit hole. I don't know. I got nothing else. I was just saying stuff. Hillary Duff.
Ass.
I agree.
Actually, that's funny you said it because I had. If you're done with your game, the only other topic I had written down was celebrity crushes as a kid.
Hillary Duff.
Yeah. But you kind of took my answer there.
Two that pop off my head is Vanessa Hudgens and Transformers Megan Fox. I still got to
I was like, as a kid?
I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Why do you have to limit it?
Yeah.
Well,
But that's when she really first kind of appeared.
yeah, I guess. Man, was Transformers that long ago?
Yeah, I guess so. Megan Fox is beautiful. Good for her.
Working on a motorcycle. Yeah, Vanessa Hudgens.
Vanessa Hudgens is good.
High School Musical, I was locked in on High School Musicals just primarily for her.
I didn't watch it at all.
I had a crush on Miley Cyrus. Hannah Montana days.
No, it's Hillary Duff. That's like New Road. And it's just like it's just grown as she's gotten older.
Beautiful.
I think it was like for me, it's like Shania Twain and Faith Hill. A lot of female country singers.
Yeah. Faith Hill. Who was it? No, it wasn't Faith Hill. Who had the legs? I remember as a kid, it was Carrie Underwood.
Stacy Keebler.
Well, duh. I was thinking country singers.
That's kind of.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's probably a bunch of divas.
Yeah.
That would be my answer, really.
Yeah. Anyways, moving past that. We don't need to be sexists.
Okay.
We just talk about crushes.
No.
We just talk.
God, zero was okay, but that's where we draw the line.
Listen, we just say things and we just go past them, okay? I don't want to be that podcast. I mean, actually, I don't care. We're just who we are. I don't know. I'm at a loss. So what do we got?
You said you had other stuff.
Yeah.
I have stuff, but I'm not thinking of stuff.
I just wanted to get y'all's opinions on this because I had two thoughts about this. So this past week, Costco launched an $80 Apocalypse dinner kit containing foods with a shelf life of 25 years. There are enough meals to feed a family of 3 meals a day for nearly 2 weeks, but the 25-year shelf life. So 2 questions immediately pop up from this. Is one, would I ever get something like this? Would you guys ever get something like this? 2, the main question is, what does Costco know that we don't know? That
good point.
They're selling apocalypse food with a shelf life for 25 years.
What were the foods?
Yeah, this is like in a bucket. It didn't specify like what exactly it was, but it was like just buckets of food.
Yeah, yes, I would buy it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would buy it.
Yeah.
I don't know how many I would buy though, because it feels like a ripoff. It's like 2 weeks. What am I gonna do?
Hey, do they make money? Like, at what point you're like, I don't got any food in the cabinets?
If there's an apocalypse, do you want to survive it? Like, let's be honest.
I don't know. I want to try.
Do you want to be Will Smith in I Am Legend?
I am a survivor, sir. I don't even say that as a joking mentality. I mean, I kind of said it as a joke, but I genuinely don't. Like, my mindset in every situation is to get through stuff and be better. And I don't know if a bomb dropped tomorrow where like there was radiation, I don't know if just in my mind I'd be like, well, I'm dead. I'll just lay here. I'm not. I'm fucking going somewhere and trying to do something. Like,
Or do you run into your 25-year Costco food kit?
no, probably not. I mean, I'm probably gonna pack it up and take it with me, but like, let's get in the car and get out of here. If my car exists, I don't know. It depends. If my car doesn't exist, I don't exist. So
How much was it?
$80.
$80. I did the math, and I forget what it was. Like 5 years is like 20 grand.
Yeah.
I like typed it up real quick.
It's
like,
5 years worth of food.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I would buy it. I'd have a hard time buying it and never touching it. Like, I'd want to know what it's like. I don't. You know what? I'd probably have to buy 2.
What is
one
peace
to try?
What is peace of mind worth? You don't have to try the food. The food is just to survive.
Right, but
At
like,
that point, it
but I want to
doesn't
know
taste
what like. I don't know. I want to know if this is what I'm gonna want.
Are you kidding me? Your first thought in like a situation where you're probably gonna die is like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this food. Maybe I don't eat.
I just told you I don't know if I want to even survive the apocalypse.
Jesus.
You taste it and you're like, man, this sucks. Just, who cares at this point? Just,
Right.
I'll
At that point, your life is so bad because it's just everything's a disaster. You go to eat this food and it tastes like shit. You're just like, it's like nail in the coffin.
It's 80 servings. 80 servings of hearty entrees and sides. 30 servings for nourishing breakfast, and an additional 40 drinks.
I want to say something after you get through this. Yeah. This conversation alone sums up the yin and the yang between Dave and I. I'm literally like positive, like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna try and survive, and like I'm gonna make the best of every situation. He's like, kill me. Actually, matter of fact, I don't even know why I'm still alive right now. Can someone please off me? I don't like this. I ate some fucking vanilla ice cream earlier, and they put too much sugar in it, and now I hate life. This is Dave Brady.
Well, you asked about what kind of stuff is it. This is a breakdown of what's in this.
I was going to say, that description didn't specify, which tells me it all sucks.
12 servings of pasta Alfredo, 12 servings of cheesy mac, 6 servings of teriyaki rice, 6 servings of creamy pasta and vegetables, 6 servings of potato pot pie.
Once we get through this.
Basil soup pasta, a couple soups, sugar, cereal, granola.
All right.
Rice pudding.
It's not terrible.
It's okay.
Orange drink.
Have you had an MRE? Yeah. Like during Katrina, like what did you eat? Did you eat MREs or did you?
No, Red Cross set up a food trailer outside our hotel.
You lucky motherfucker.
So we had hot meals.
Well, listen, MREs, which are probably what this stuff is, will last you a long time, and they're not terrible. I mean, they're okay.
You know what is terrible? That's supposed to last you a long time. The like astronaut ice cream. You ever had those?
Nah, I've never tried it.
It's like freeze dried ice cream. It's just like styrofoam with a hint of horrible.
I drink LaCroix. Okay,
yeah, that's
the big question though is why are they selling this?
Costco have everything that they could sell. They're selling apocalypse stuff. Like
that's gonna get people to buy it.
Yeah.
Like that. I feel like that's the only reason. Is like. Now, the skeptic in me is like, they know something's coming. But if you want to dive down the conspiracy theory rabbit hole. But it's probably just like, hey, if we throw this apocalypse name on here, people are going to buy this.
Mm-hmm. get people to scare us, like the whole Y2K thing. It kind of felt like almost happened today.
Every time I hear Y2K, I just picture Chris Jarrett.
Yeah, I think of the same thing.
It's just odd. If I was walking through Costco and I saw Apocalypse Bucket.
You're like, wait, what the hell is going on?
I'll take 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I saw it in the store randomly, I'd have a hard time not buying it.
It gets you through a month. What? How long was it? 4?
It was a family of 4 for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Three meals a day.
Yeah. You
$80
can skip a meal.
$80
So,
bucks.
we're going to lose some weight for the first month. It's fine.
Worst case scenario, last you 25 years.
If you reach year 24 and we haven't had an apocalypse, are you busted and open it to get?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Guess what, guys? This apocalypse meal.
You're gonna laugh at this also, but my biggest hold up is I don't want to waste $80. So I'm like, at some point I'm gonna have to eat this if I'm.
How much do you pay for car insurance every month?
Too much. That's a whole nother conversation. We live in Louisiana. That shit is skyrocketing.
Man, like,
how do you determine something that's 25 years of a shelf life? You're like, yeah, this will go bad 25 years from now.
you know what's funny? It probably lasts longer.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I always believe that they're except for milk expiration dates. That shit goes bad on the day. It's crazy.
Well, it depends.
I don't mess with expiration dates.
Yeah.
If it says it's bad on that day, I don't care if it smells good.
Milk, well, I don't drink milk at all. Milk's one of those things, if you open it a lot or you leave it on the door, it goes bad faster.
Yeah.
And if you don't, and you never open it, it sits in the back of the fridge, it lasts 2 extra days.
Yeah.
And it's just that's a rhyme or reason.
Things are bad on expiration dates for me. I don't. It's not something I play
What do you
with.
feel about the Best Buy? It's Best Buy $7.25. Are you giving it past that?
Yeah, I don't know how to handle that situation.
It's all bread, muffins, and different stuff like that.
Best-
I normally look at it and smell it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, it seems okay.
I don't like when the only thing on there is the sell by date. That's not okay. When am I supposed to eat this by? Don't tell me you're supposed to sell it by yesterday and I'm buying it today.
Yeah.
When is this not good anymore?
Excuse me, sir, this sell
Yeah.
as yesterday. And I'm buying it today.
Am I wasting my time?
Yeah. Winn-Dixie. Shout out Winn-Dixie. You guys suck. Everything you
Shout
sell
out for sucking.
is expiring tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or already bad. I even had someone who worked there before be like, yeah, I would check all of it before you buy it. Don't just buy it without looking at the expiration.
Dude, I need bread sometimes and it's it expires in 4 days. I'm like, how the shit am I supposed to eat a whole loaf of bread in 4
Stick
days?
it in the fridge.
Yeah.
I buy bread and I leave it in the fridge for a month.
My grandma sticks it in the freezer. Yeah, I'll put the bread in the freezer.
It lasts forever.
Yeah, we used to. When I lived with her, I always did, especially because I'm usually making toast with it, so it's it is what it is. I'm warming it up anyway. But she does milk too, and I didn't like that.
Oh, the freezer?
Yeah, because I don't like the. I don't know. I don't like milk that much as it is. So when you start doing things like that, I'm like, we're just not gonna drink this.
Risking it for the biscuit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I bought almond milk from Sam's and that was a mistake because I have 2 giant jugs and I've had them for a month and they're both about to
You
expire.
just made fun of me for Aunt or Auntie.
I was thinking the same thing.
So I said how do you say almond?
Almond.
Almond?
I
What
said
did I say? I don't even know
You
what
said
I said.
almond.
I said almond, whatever.
I say
You also said, you said another word earlier that starts with an A and I was like, wait, so you say auntie but you say something else. I forget what it was, but it doesn't matter.
Anyway.
You mean anyway?
Some almond milk.
Almond. Never soft A. Always hard. No one saw that I winked at. I don't know. I probably have one more.
We gotta have some random stuff we can just
Yeah, I got it.
shoot the shit about, man.
Yeah, I got a bunch of random.
I mean, we could, whatever you want to do.
Hey, remember when 4 weeks ago, Patty said he wanted to get deep about things, and then we just never fucking talked
The thing is, I didn't know what we were gonna get deep about. I don't know what to talk about.
That's fair.
I think that episode
Can't force
was
it. It's fair. Can't force it.
It was I tried to talk about 1 or 2 things, and it was this didn't go where I thought.
You
About it.
can't-
I was like, all right.
You can't force getting deep.
No.
You could try. It's just it definitely has to be receiving.
Right. Sometimes you only got what you got. If you can't go deep, sometimes you just can't go deep.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll be honest.
Different strokes for different folks.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I don't know where to go from here.
You had other topics. Somebody had other topics.
Yeah. So I forget what it was. So where do you think? So I was reading this thing. I mean, I don't forget what I was going to say, but I forget the rankings of things. So I don't know if it's valid to bring up. But where do you think Louisiana rates on a list of the easiest states to infiltrate? Like if you're trying to attack the United States.
I like those little, because they was like who's winning this side of the United States or this side of the United States, and I feel like.
Well, I mean, if like another country is like attacking, like where do you think Louisiana would rank on the list of being able to defend itself?
So we're right there in the Gulf.
I was gonna say we're automatically in the upper half
Yeah.
of. If you're saying like state 50 is the hardest and state 1 is the easiest, we're
State
in
50 is the easiest, state 1's the hardest. It's the way this
so like
goes.
Kansas
Okay.
would be something like smack dab.
right. So if you're Middle America, you're good. Like you got to be in the hardest state, because the only way to get there is
You gotta pass other
by
states.
land or air. We have land, air, and sea, so we're automatically towards the easier to infiltrate side.
Okay.
Our government, not great, so that automatically knocks us down a few more pegs. Yeah, we gotta be top 10.
Top 10? What do you think?
Yeah, I would easily say top 10. Just from us being right there on the water, and there's really not much going on at the bottom of the state.
All right, so
We have an international airport.
I like where our brains are going.
Top
with this.
5.
These are good.
I'm gonna say top 5.
Okay, so here's what this says, and this is a random Instagram, and I don't even have the name of the Instagram. I have 2 screenshots, so maybe I have it in the second one, because I also have the easiest state to infiltrate, which we'll get to next.
So this is
you
hardest.
said 1. This is us. I'm going to tell you our ranking.
Oh, okay.
Because they didn't get to number 1 yet. I don't know what the hardest is yet. It's a series. We're going to follow it. So they ranked Louisiana as the 18th hardest state to infiltrate. Now I'll tell you the strengths, and you tell me if you agree. The strengths of Louisiana in defending itself: extremely dangerous swamplands, which make it hard for anyone coming in that aren't used to that. High military presence. There's multiple Air Force bases. There's Fort Polk. And there's a very high armed per capita rate.
You know what? I didn't consider the residents.
Mm-hmm.
We do have some crazy ass people in the South.
Yeah.
Taking us out of the top 5. I'm gonna go with 11th.
So, weaknesses: some cities depend on bridges for accessibility. So, like, they could take out our bridges and we're kind of screwed.
I got stuck in Lafayette when it froze that time. So I get that.
What do we do?
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, the Crescent City closed 1 lane.
Yeah.
It's like mass chaos in the city right now.
What do we do? Yeah, that's fair. All right, what do you think the easiest state is? Based on what I said.
It's got to be California.
Florida.
Florida? You think Florida? Even so, if you think based on what they said about
I gotta think
Louisiana,
about the people.
yeah, the people.
I see
There's swamplands and
I could see, I could see swamplands. Like they're not gonna infiltrate us and not study up on the terrain.
Even if they study, like, are they used to it?
I don't know. I feel like there are scenarios where swamplands could go to somebody's advantage. If they can operate the terrain and can sneak through there, it could be an advantage.
Yeah.
California is probably.
They're soft.
They're the easiest? I
I
don't think
don't know.
California. Yeah, mountain ranges.
It's got to be It's got to be one of the outside states. It has to be Hawaii. Like it could happen and none of us would know.
Hawaii. Well, they tried to do it once. Didn't work out very well.
I can't. I'm not gonna do it. No, I'm with you. And I was gonna say something.
This is
I
what
had another state for nomination. I'm not gonna say it.
Okay.
I'm just not gonna go that far. I gotta draw a line somewhere.
I feel like it's got to be some state that's surrounded by, like, you can just access the state through water.
Yeah, that's why I say Florida, because South Florida might be difficult. But I think if you get up like the east coast of Florida, I think you could be all right.
See, that's a whole state. So now you're like, I mean, at that point, you can't divide the state into 2 different states.
No, I'm saying I feel like they could, because they could get through like the upper east coast.
Yeah.
That counts. It is being.
Yeah. So the 50th state, and I wish I had the actual Instagram here. I need to go find it. I'll do it and I'll keep this going if I can. This is going to be a cop out. The easiest state is Rhode Island, according to them, because it's tiny.
I was trying to think of like the states up the East Coast.
Yeah. It's the smallest U.S. state that's got flat terrain. Now the strengths, it has rough coastline. It's kind of urban. It's a part of America.
They've been here almost the longest.
Yeah.
If anything, that would strengthen their odds.
New York.
New York?
New York's got some crazy mofos.
I feel like New York would be rough. New York is a lot bigger than Manhattan.
Yeah.
There's mountains. There's a lot of things going on in New York. Okay. You can elaborate.
Nope. Just gonna leave it. Move on.
No one took over New York, okay? First of all. It didn't happen. They attacked New York and then that was it.
You say, see, you didn't say you had to hold the stage.
I mean, like take over it, basically, is where I'm at.
18th, huh? I don't know. That feels too low for me.
Yeah.
I think Louisiana will be easier than people think.
I think Tennessee was 17th. That was the next one in the list, and then there was no more. They hadn't done the rest yet.
So they're saying Tennessee is easier than Louisiana?
No, it's harder.
Oh.
Harder.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
It's counting down.
All right. Okay.
Because of mountain ranges, because people there are also crazy and have guns.
Tennessee would be.
That.
Tennessee feels like be one that would be like in my top 10, where it's like there's. I don't know how you would even get to that.
I feel like they're probably factoring in like military presence and terrain into these things. So when you get into like random other states where there's like these secret military bases, like I feel like Area 51 area is probably gonna be like number one because there's gonna be like no way.
I was gonna say like Kansas has to be like top 5 because it's like just smack dab middle America, and it's also like why. Like, why would we do that?
Why are you attacking Kansas? What Kansas do?
You want to go hang out in Tornado Alley? I don't think so.
They're just existing out here. They're barely existing, if we're being honest. Sorry.
Shout out Kansas.
I lived in Kansas for 4 years. It's a peak of Kansas. There's nothing out there. I
had a buddy who lived in Kansas. He went to Colby Community College, and nothing
but lands. I feel like the whole South is that's got to be the toughest. Like any of those states. Be tough. Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee.
Yeah. Also, we're probably all going to band together. Like Georgia gets attacked, we're like, hell yeah, brother, let's grab my.
I was gonna say this makes me think of like how like once a year that post goes viral on like social media where it's got this America divided into like the 4 sections, and everybody's like, oh, our section would win.
No.
The answer is the South.
Yeah. SEC country is not.
Well, because they make the mistake of also putting Texas in there with us.
Yeah.
And if you give us Texas and the rest of the South. I'm sorry.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, like just give us like Florida by itself we got all the Florida men. We're good.
Although, to play devil's advocate, one would say that it's happened before. so now it's different times.
Yeah. Okay.
A little
bit, but also
crazier. But they are kind of 1-0.
Well. It was like 1-on-1 though. They divided into like 4 sections. Yeah. So you might be able to get the East Coast and West Coast are going to battle it out. So one of them's probably going to eliminate each other.
You got to get to each other first. That's the problem.
Listen,
I don't think the East Coast or the West Coast is getting through to the other. I'll be honest with you.
If you're smart, you strategize. Let them. It's like a Royal Rumble. Let them eliminate each other, and then we'll
clean house.
That's right.
What happens if East Coast eliminates half the West Coast, and the West Coast says, we got to get with you because we can't let the South win. And then the North's like, you know what, you guys are right. And then, guess what?
There you go.
0-2.
When they all realize somebody in those 3 areas is going to get everybody together and be like, guys, we've been here before. If we all work together, history shows we can do this.
This war can't be fought on the same things, though. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Oh boy, what a rough conversation. This is like 2-3 weeks in a row we're having these conversations.
It's all because you brought up Hulk Hogan.
Well, we've determined as Hulk Hogan is the root of all problems.
Yeah,
he ruined WCW. I mean, it's the reason that company failed. Not really, but I mean, yes.
Who killed WCW?
Not Hulk Hogan, but
Turn heel. Got a fake belt.
But see, that was great for WCW.
Yeah.
Him turning heel was phenomenal. But the problem was he was always like, no, I got to be center of attention.
Right.
I'm 58 years old. Guess what?
Look at my black beard and my let's just say
Check out these pythons.
Checks out.
Yeah. That's all I got.
I got stupid stuff.
One more. Another.
How stupid? I'll give you two ones. I have these are the two different ones: putting furniture together or my lawnmower on fire.
Jesus Christ. These both sound awful. So I'm gonna let you just.
We need a wheel. That's what we need a wheel.
I'm hoping one of these is gonna turn into an entertaining conversation.
Well, it depends on your version.
You pick the one that you think is gonna be the best little clip. We've already heard about you thinking you're at war with your lawnmower.
Yeah. Well, just mowing the grass is getting more dangerous. My lawnmower on fire. No, I'll talk about putting furniture together and just if there's anything we talked about home alone experiences. I think the older I get and the more furniture I have to put together, the more I realize I'm just not made to put furniture together.
Not made to put furniture together.
I used to love playing with Legos and I feel like it should be a version of Legos, but then when I open a pamphlet, I make a bed frame for my son and it's got 15 pages and an entire box with 60 screws and then you got this part and you got to drill and then I'm like, it's just not.
I can get with that.
I get defeated as soon as I see a pamphlet and it's got multiple pages and multiple packages with screws and boxes and.
For me, it's not like it's not a thing where it's like, oh, this is too difficult. It's more like, I don't want to sit here for an hour and do this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I literally want to do anything else. You like to build shit.
Then I'm watching a YouTube video.
No, go ahead, make your point because I go ahead.
Listen, if we ever come to a point in this nation where we have to send people to war, you two will not be there. It's probably your generation. This 6-year difference here, or whatever it is, has ruined America. What is wrong with building furniture? No, God forbid you have to read some directions and take 30 minutes.
It's just a pain in the ass.
You also save $200 by doing it. What's your time worth? Do you have money to spend like $200 more?
Did it for the love of my son.
Exactly.
I was gonna say I feel like it'd be different if I was like building it from scratch. I feel like I'd be more.
I don't think you would even approach that. Your saw has been sitting in my garage for about a year now.
both my desk at my house. Oh,
that's true. Respect. Shut up.
Yeah.
There is
I mean, I put like other pieces of furniture that I bought from places together, but then I made the rest of the desk and made my own desk because I couldn't find what I wanted, so I made them.
You told me that.
I feel like that I'd be more into, but I'm just sitting there reading the instructions and doing all of this. I'm just like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah. Take some pride in your damn life, sir.
There is some satisfaction in like finishing tasks though.
Yeah. So like to be fair, when you were doing stuff to the studio, I was like, if you want me to come over and help, I'll gladly come. It wasn't like a.
You might have said that. I don't recall. I'll be honest with you. You probably said.
I did say that, but you also just kind of like would randomly start working on it. That's a whole other.
Yeah, I just kind of.
I'd come over like the next week and half of it's fucking done.
I never said that I was good at allowing people to help me. It's not something I claim to be good at.
No, I'll do like random stuff around. Like if there's nothing, if I can't buy something, if I can do it, I'll try.
Well, I'm all about, as I just complained about it, I am, especially when it comes to cars, I'm like, can I pay someone to install my brake pads and rotors and stuff, or can I just do it myself?
Yeah.
And save me the money?
Yeah.
I have a thought, or not a thought, I have a theory or a motto, I don't know how to put it. I grew up poor, and I was forced to learn how to do all this crap. How to work on my car, how to build houses, how to do all this random nonsense, plumbing, electric, all that stuff. So now that I have more money and I'm able to pay someone else, since I know how to do it, I'm like, I don't know, like I could save that $400 and just do it myself.
I'll YouTube the shit out of something.
Oh,
Trust me. This is more of a like, if you have to buy something that comes with instructions, it's not fun to put it together.
Yeah, I mean, it depends what you're doing. You throw in some music, maybe you got a couple bourbon or something. You don't drink bourbon, drink beer. You just sit down, throw some football on TV. You know how many things I built just sitting on a rug in front of my TV, drinking a drink and listening to Mac Miller? Like,
yeah, I mean that's fair, but like it's for something. Maybe it's not different, but in my brain, it's different to be like, I just bought this from the store. It's coming with a bunch of instructions. I don't want to do it, but the other side is I have the studio. You had a vision in your head. Mm-hmm. That's fun to me to watch that come together because it's like your vision of it.
You know what sucks about that? We're not even in it right now.
Yeah,
guys, it's too small. That's what she said.
Who could have envisioned we would have had a third guy?
It was still kind of it was tight with just the two of us, and I was trying to figure out a way to make it better.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
Let's wrap this shit up.
That's what she said.
There you go.
Yes.
That was terrible. Do better. You gotta look at the elbow.
I didn't even look. That was the problem.
I did. It was alright. I made it work.
That's it. You close it out. Go ahead.
I was not fair. Eric.
Thanks for tuning in. Tune in next week to see which state is the easiest to infiltrate or the hardest.
I'm not going to have that.
No, but for appreciate you guys listening every week. We are streaming on Brew Bros. Come check us out. Dynasty, some Road to Glory.
Yeah.
Trying to get out there and entertain some different fashions. So appreciate you guys. Send some questions. Check us out on everything that we're doing. Patty V, Dave Rainey, Aaron Poole, stay UC.